President Cyril Ramaphosa was expected to unveil his cabinet this past Sunday following his inauguration. However, the Democratic Alliance delayed this announcement with several demands. Among the most contentious of these demands is the party's request for John Steenhuisen to be appointed as deputy president. The DA argues that such an arrangement is common in similar governments worldwide, a claim that overlooks the unique governance structure of South Africa. One potential issue with this demand is the possibility of the Phala Phala report resurfacing in the future, potentially leading to Ramaphosa's impeachment. If that were to happen, Steenhuisen could become the interim president. The legal battles over this issue could be protracted, delaying Ramaphosa's removal until he either resigns or is replaced at the ANC's next conference. The DA has indicated that they would be willing to forego the deputy president post if it is replaced by both a minister in the presidency, who would also serve as the leader of government business and be fully involved in policy development and monitoring, and a deputy minister of finance, who would play a significant role in budget development. The party also demands that the president appoint at least 10 of its members of parliament to key economic portfolios, and the roles they are eyeing can be found in the economic sectors, investment, employment, and infrastructure development. In this portfolio, they want Ministry of Mineral Resources and Energy, even the Ministry of Transport, with Transnet reallocated to this portfolio. For the Social Protection Community and Human Development portfolio, they are interested in the Ministry of Public Works and Infrastructure, provided the infrastructure function currently under the presidency is relocated to this portfolio, and the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Innovation. Think of the NSFAS model and the university acceptance based on redress policies. In the governance, state capacity and institutional development portfolio, they want to bag the Ministry of Public Service and Administration and the Ministry of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. Then there is the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security portfolio, which encompasses the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Home Affairs, a cabinet role that the patriotic leader wanted. Lastly, the International Cooperation, Trade and Security portfolio, which includes the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation. This portfolio is the reason why the country is known on the world stage. It is complete insanity for the DA to be given this role. The Ministry of Communication and Digital Technologies, so they could amend some of the policies that ICASA is using, which are preventing Elon Musk's Starlink from launching in South Africa. The party also seeks to appoint deputy ministers in the same ministries where they have ministers, with the exception of the Finance Ministry, where they would only fill the deputy minister role as previously outlined. They argue that achieving positive change in government is impossible if the processes and key personnel obstruct the DA at every turn. According to the Sunday Times, the ANC finds the DA's demands unacceptable. The publication reported that a top ANC leader noted the shrinking size of the cabinet pie due to the inclusion of more parties in the government of national unity. These smaller parties also expect positions, so if the DA claims all major roles, it would leave no room for others. If the ANC rejects these demands, the DA may withdraw from the GNU and revert to being the official opposition in Parliament. But there is a 100% chance that they will first fight for this partnership in court. The DA also stated that their involvement in the governments of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal is contingent on their participation at the national level. Essentially, they are threatening to pull out of these provincial governments if their national demands are not met. The party demands that Directors General in departments overseen by DA ministers be selected by panels including their own ministers, with their selections submitted to the President for approval. They insist this approval cannot be unreasonably withheld, which is an excessive demand. Additionally, they propose reconsidering the contracts of all current Directors General, arguing these individuals were hired through the ANC's cadre deployment policy. However, this would effectively be the DA's version of cadre deployment. The DA also wants all tenders issued in departments under DA ministers since the election date announcement to be reviewed, claiming that recent decisions by the previous government should not be irreversible to enable effective change. The DA, being relatively inexperienced in ministerial roles, should not be given positions where their potential failures could significantly impact the country. Granting them control over the international relations portfolio could lead to the undoing of work by Naledi Pandor. The DA's desire to align South Africa with Western countries, which see Mzansi as a colony, as opposed to BRICS partners who view South Africa as an equal. The DA frequently references Clause 16 and Clause 19.3 of the Statement of Intent when making these demands, but both parties interpret these clauses differently. I would like to close this video by highlighting that it is unfortunate that the ANC was unwilling to grant the EFF the 2 cabinet roles they sought. They could have renegotiated for a different portfolio instead of the finance one. There was no need to strike a deal with the MK party given its current disarray. The country might have avoided this predicament. With the EFF, there's always a risk of them flip-flopping, requiring constant effort to keep them satisfied. However, by making a deal with the DA, the ANC has effectively handed power to a party backed by billionaires with vast financial resources, potentially leading to a takeover unlike anything the nation has seen. This situation does resemble a hostile takeover. However, it's highly likely that the ANC will eventually concede to these demands and grant the DA what it wants.